Hello everyone and welcome to Prodigal Overland. My name's Brad and today what we have for you is a continuation of our Overlanding Basics series. So if you haven't seen part 1, I'll put a link up here for you to go ahead and click on that. Watch that one first because today's part 2. Today what we're going to do is pull out our gear. I'm going to show you what we use, tell you why we use it, let you know whether or not, and these flies, flies in Michigan are no joke. It's ridiculous. Anyway, pull the gear out, lets you know what we use, why we use it, and all that good stuff. And if you haven't found us yet on Instagram or Facebook, please go ahead and follow us there as well. You get to see a little more behind the scenes, see our beautiful kids, see us messing around the Jeep, that sort of thing. What I've done is we're going to go ahead and talk about the gear in different categories. First up, what we have is tires and air. When I go off-road, what I like to be, if I'm going to be on something hard and rocky, I like to bring it down to around 20 or 19 PSI. Really softens the ride. Now, as I talked about before in some of the other videos, you have to be a little bit careful when you're letting air out. Couple reasons. If you go too low, there's a chance that you could take the tire off of the rim. Not a good thing unless you have bead locks or something like that that's going to permanently affix your tire to your wheel. But 20 psi has been good to us. The other thing you want to be concerned about is just know that there's a trade-off in ride height when you're letting the air out of your tires. Okay, so the trade-off is comfort, and you're going to lose a little bit of ground clearance. But anyway, to let the air out of the tires, they sell kits. This is from Grit Performance. Okay, it's got the PSI monitor. PSI kit comes with something to monitor the PSI. You can let out the pressure by hand there, but they also sell these little valve stem. You see that? See that? Find it. Ah, man.
So if you're not familiar with the tire deflators, what they allow you to do is actually air down all 4 tires at the same time. So what you have to do is screw one on, set it to the desired PSI, and then just kind of follow that for each of them. And then once they're all set, all you have to do when you go out on the trail is just screw them onto your tires. It takes about 5 minutes and you're good to go.
So here's the air compressor we use to air up after we go off-road. This is the Smitty built model 2781. I've been very happy with this. So it's got the alligator clips to connect to your battery. We have a portable lithium battery that I connected to, but this can also be mounted for onboard air. So if you only have to worry about airing up and airing down your Jeep, you can actually mount this inside permanently. We have a truck, the Jeep, and a 5th wheel that I have to worry about air on. So we keep ours mobile and then just have a battery pack that we can run this off of. But again, I've been very, very happy with this pump so far. You want some sort of basic tire repair kit. This was an Amazon special, I'm sure. But you want something that if you just get a basic flat, you can plug that flat and keep going. So we carry this so that we have something like that. There's lots of different brands. I don't have any particular brand that I'm just in love with. But make sure that if you get just a basic flat on the trail, that you can fix that. We also carry a full-size spare in the back. We did change that out. We went to the 265 R18 tires, so we are still able to fit that tire in the back. On to power. How do I power that air compressor? How do we charge up our gear? Let me show you. Okay, we use the Kodiak. Let me grab it and I'll show you.
So let me just kind of walk you through some of the different connections you have on here. First, you got a 30 amp plug right there, a couple 120s, you got 2 12 volt DCs, USB and USB-C. Up top here, I don't know, not really sure what those are, I never used them. Walking around the side, you actually have this is where we hook up our solar panel when we're charging, but also our air compressor when we need to use that. So very happy with this so far. It's performed just fantastic. No complaints here.
So I was actually just on Energy's website today, and it looks like, from what I can see, they're not making this battery anymore. They've got a new one coming out. This battery ran us about $1,100. Again, it's because it's lithium, it's kind of expensive. They've got one that's $1,500 coming out soon. It looks like there's a pre-sale on those. But as far as the company goes, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend them. I've been very happy with their batteries. I know Goal Zero also puts out some batteries that I think are a little bit cheaper. But we really like this one because of all the different things you can plug in at the same time. And we've had no issues. We can charge computers, and I mean, this thing looks like it's a spider sometimes with all the cords we've got coming out of it. So again, very happy with this. Let me show you the solar panel that we use to charge it as well.
So this is the Renogy solar panels we use. It's a 100-watt system. It's two 50-watt panels put together in kind of a briefcase style, so that it folds up neatly into that container there. We use it to charge the lithium battery. We've used it to charge up our fifth wheel some. So it's been, I mean, for the size that you get and the amount it puts out, I've been happy with it. Definitely, when we go dispersed camping, we can be indefinitely, as long as we have sunshine, indefinitely with power. So I would recommend something like this. There's a couple other brands we were looking at. Zamp Solar, I know, makes good quality products as well, but the price on this was right. So swinging around back, this is actually the solar charge controller. So depending on what type of battery you're charging, you can adjust the settings here, and it will kind of give the battery what it needs to charge properly.
Next up, what I have is recovery gear and recovery and repairs. So what we use to pull us out, get us unstuck, and if we need to do some basic repairs, what do I have for that?
So a big one as far as recovery gear for us is this Smittybilt winch. This is the X2O second generation winch. It's got a wireless remote, let's see, 10,000 pound capacity. We've used this about 3 times so far, and it's worked just fantastic. I'm very happy with it so far. Also up front, we've got the recovery points from Chief Products, in case we need to do some sort of a double line pull or something like that, or if we're completely broke down, someone can hook to us and pull us out.
Also under recovery gear, we've got these recovery tracks. These are the X-Spool recovery tracks. We went with this. I went with this because I was trying to save some money. Honestly, I don't think I would recommend these. If you are, well, let me rephrase that. If you are primarily just using them for sand recovery, you know, they'd probably be okay. We had them out and we were doing kind of a rocky pass, and I used them to kind of step up on. And I don't know if you can see, but it's got a crack running all the way down because it just cracked under the load of the Jeep. So I would certainly not buy these again. They were pretty much brand new at that time. So I can still use them for sand and that sort of thing, but definitely they're not going to be any kind of load bearing happening with these right now. Put that there. Also, just got a recovery kit that's got again, another recovery point back here if I need to be pulled out. We also have a recovery strap. This was, again, Amazon special. This is a motor mic. But this came with the recovery strap and another shackle. This has been used several times. It's done very well. Most recently, I had to tow my buddy Jeff back into town after his 4Runner broke down, and we used this strap. Didn't have any problems with it. So, so far, very happy with this kit. All right. Also, we have a snatch block. If you're not familiar with what a snatch block is, when you're winching, it gives you can change the direction of pull of your line. Also, you can do, because it's a pulley, you can use a double line pull, which will effectively double the amount of pull you're getting out of your winch. What you would do is put the shackle through here, run your line through the pulley in the center, and then back to your Jeep, and that's gonna, like I said, it'll effectively double your pulling capacity.
So falling under recovery and repair, what we also have here is just a socket set. You want to carry a basic tool set, some sockets, some wrenches, screwdrivers, things like that, that if you have a breakdown, you've got some basic tools that you can kind of work on your vehicle.
On to communication. Okay, for communication on the trail between Lauren and I or whoever's directing me, we use, and also when I'm backing up my fifth wheel, we've got just regular walkie-talkies from Midland. Been very happy with these. We had another set that were not rechargeable. I would highly recommend getting rechargeable walkie-talkies. Just we were going through batteries quite a bit. So now we can just plug these in. They take a while to recharge because they're not lithium. I'm sure lithium walkie-talkies would be super sweet, but these get the job done as well, and obviously a lot less money because you're not dealing with lithium. But very happy with these. The range is good. This is the Extra Talk by Midland. The kids use them when they're out playing, so these get a lot of use, okay? We can get them out. We can still have communication on the trail, communication between different vehicles. So this has been very good. Definitely, I would recommend something like that. I know a lot of people will use a CB radio as well. Also another option you can do there. And we have this guy. This is the Garmin InReach Mini. Okay, this is a satellite communicator. When we're out in the wilderness and we don't have cell signal, we still with this have the ability to get a signal out if we have an emergency or someone needs to contact us. This ran us about $300. There's a Garmin InReach and a Garmin InReach Mini. The Mini actually pairs with an app on your cell phone. So you need them together to mostly work. You can do a few things with it, but to send text messages and that sort of thing, you use your cell phone. So this is it powered up. The thing about all of these is they've got the SOS button. So if you have an emergency, you flip this back. They have a cover on it so you don't accidentally push it. Then you would push the button in there. And then it'll actually activate some sort of emergency response for you, so that if you're really stuck and all you need to do is push that and it'll send GPS coordinates out. Someone asked about subscription plans on this. We pay, you can pay the equivalent of 12 bucks a month if you pay annually. If you're paying just month by month, it's $15 a month, and that's just for they call it the safety plan. I think I get 10 text messages with this. There's like unlimited preset messages you can send. But it's basically like just in case, just an emergency. If you're the kind of person that's always off grid and you want to use a lot more, obviously the plans go up from there. But if you're just looking to get your foot in the door, figure, you know, 300 bucks a cell phone, and then you're looking at between 12 and 15 bucks a month for this. All right, so you saw that mosquito, didn't you? They're everywhere. On the app, it'll show me a map of my location, where I'm at, my GPS coordinates. Then you can go in under messages and you can send messages to people. Like I said, I get 10 a month, and I think after that they're about 10 cents a message. You can also do tracking. You can do waypoints on the app. Basically what you need to know about this is it'll work anywhere in the world, but you need a clear view of the sky. So if you're in a very dense cloud cover or in a building, it's not gonna be reliable. I mean, not cloud cover, but like tree cover. So you need a clear shot to the sky so that it can see the satellite. And as always, guys, if I'm not covering something or you have another question about any of this stuff, please write me in the comments below. I'll get back to you. If I can't answer your question, I will certainly direct you to someone that can. A few things to note about the Garmin InReach. The text messages take a little bit longer to go out, so it's not quite as instant. I'm talking, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds to send a message out. Also, as far as the setup's pretty easy through the app. I didn't have any problems with that. And what else? Battery life's really good on this too. What I like about it is I can charge it up ahead of time, leave it turned off, and it lasts quite a while. You can also have the battery power with it just kind of on in standby mode is good if you're going to be out for a few days and you don't have the ability to charge it back up. Again, tiny package, pretty happy with this so far. Lastly, what we're going to talk about is what we need. So, shelter, storage, and first aid. First aid, okay? You're going to want a first aid kit. This is what honestly, of everything I'm showing you today, this gets pulled out the most, okay? The first aid kit. We've got 3 kids. On this last camping trip, I kid you not, we were up in the UP. I'm still setting up the tent. We just got to camp. I'm pulling out the tent. I mean, it wasn't 5 minutes, and Sam's coming back he had glass in his foot. Okay, so I had to pull this out. But this, it's got burn cream, itch cream, stuff like that. So you want a first aid kit, but you definitely want more than just your basic Band-Aids and Neosporin kit. Look for a kit that's got any, you know, tourniquets. This has got an emergency blanket in there, like one of those solar blankets or foil blankets. It's got some scissors. You can do a tourniquet with it. It's got burn cream, bunch of stuff. I can open it up. I've actually been thinking I need to replenish this because it's some of the stuff that it came with we've kind of lost. But from alcohol, let me get zoomed in here for you. So it's just got different Band-Aids of different sizes. Your alcohol wipes, there's betadine wipes, there's regular gauze, there's big Band-Aids, little Band-Aids, aspirin, ibuprofen. There's some gloves back here, some med kits, instant cold packs. This has quite a bit in a small package.
All right, so when we go out and we're using the tent, this is the tent we use. We went with a ground tent over a rooftop tent. Honestly, for cost savings, storage savings, because we have other stuff up on the roof rack. And also, you know, if you have a rooftop tent, every time you move your vehicle, you're gonna have to break down that tent and then redeploy it once, you know, you're out on the trail. So there's definitely positives and negatives of each, but this is what we decided to go with. It's got an annex up front that we can stick our dogs in, sleep 6 people. We've had this out a couple times. I can't really attest to how waterproof it is. We've only had it in kind of light rain, but so far so good. So swinging up here to the cooler, this is an Igloo cooler. Reason we use this is it was free. It was given to us by a friend that wasn't going to use it anymore, was going to throw it out just because he didn't have space. It keeps stuff cold. It doesn't have a drain in it, so when your ice melts and there's just that soppy wetness, you have to kind of open it up and tilt it. So if I was going to buy one, probably wouldn't buy this one, but the price was right. Also, we've talked about the Plano storage cases. Really like those. They work out really well for us. You know, they're pretty big. These are what we pack our clothes and stuff like that. Whatever we need for extra storage up top on the roof rack, they go in here. These have been waterproof. We've had them in lots of rain and, you know, as we're driving, and we've never had any issues with water getting in.
So there you have it, from recovery and repair to storage to things you need, communication, air. That's the basic gear we carry. Now, by no means is this an exhaustive list. I've seen several different videos of what people carry, but this is what I think you need, okay? Top on that list, honestly, like I said, would be first aid. Get a good first aid kit. And then get a way to communicate. You need to be able to communicate in case you have an emergency. Again, you want to think of like prioritizing yourself and your safety first, and then work down, and obviously next your ride and your rig and that sort of thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, feel free to subscribe to our channel, follow us, see what we're up to, and again, as always, thank you for your time and have a great day.